Whenever I see a girl in public or like on social media, like with just foundation and brows, I'm always just like, how are you pulling this off and making it look so effortlessly beautiful? Because I feel like I just look like...
So my eyes are already primed, so make sure that you do that. That is an absolute must when it comes to your eye makeup. If you don't prime your eyes, you're not going to have the outcome that you really desire. I'm going to start off by taking the third color in the palette, which is...
Okay, so I have my palette here. It's kind of beat up, but I cleaned it up a little bit. There was eyeshadow fallout everywhere, but I cleaned it up a little bit so you could see all the colors and stuff. Alright, so the third color in the palette is this one right here. What is this color called?
Which is the shade Silk Cream.
Silk Cream. So we're going to take this on an R37 brush. Got it. This is the R37 brush. I'm going to take Silk Cream. Okay, what does she do next?
This is the Morphe R37, but it does not matter if it's Morphe, if it's MAC, if it's whoever in the world. I would just suggest going in with a natural hair brush initially because it's going to just put everything on really light and buff it out really smooth and not put on too much pigment. So I'm just going to start in the outer corner and begin to buff this kind of up in that transition area. And whenever I say the term transition area, I'm referring to this area right here between the lid and the brow bone. So lid, brow bone, and this is transition area right in between.
Okay. So I'm just going to blend that in the transition area, like she said. And my eyes aren't as beautiful as Jaclyn Hill's. She definitely has bigger eyes than me and like a somewhat different eye shape. But like she says, like if you don't have something, just create it. If you don't have a crease, create it. If you don't have a lid, create it. Just work with what you got and don't discourage yourself. Alright, next step.
Alright, now I'm going to grab the shade Butter in the palette.
Butter. Butter in the palette is this one here. I actually don't think I've used it. Nope. Okay, so we're going to take it on the same brush, tap off the excess. Okay. We're going to blend this right in the same area that we blended Silk Cream, just a little bit lower. So far, so good. Okay, next step.
Okay, so now I'm going to take the shade in the center of the palette, which is a super, super warm baby Fuki brown, and it is called Fuki for obvious reasons. I'm using the exact same brush, by the way, that I initially started off with, and I'm on my third color. So I'm going to now, at this point, bring it just a little bit lower in that transition area. As before, I was blending it higher up. Now I'm going to be keeping it really nice and precise, which is why I love this brush, because it does have like that tapered tip, so it allows me to get like a little bit tighter when I need to.
Okay, so she said she's taking this center shade here. Oh. This center shade here called Pukey. Okay. On the same brush. Again, another color that I have not used. I'm kind of just like taking it on the tip there. You can see. This is really pigmented. And she says she keeps it right in the crease, but a little bit lower than the last color. So, okay. Okay. I'm mad at it. That really is like a baby pukey brown, which is why she called it that, but okay. Alright. Next step.
Okay, so now at this point, I'm going to grab some of the Cover FX Perfect Setting Powder, which is just an amazing translucent powder, and I'm going to begin to carve out the shape of the eye makeup look that I want. I've done this so many times, it's just become like my thing that I have to do every single time I do my makeup. It just makes it so easy for me and foolproof.
Alright, so I've seen Jaclyn do this a lot before, but I've never actually tried it. I don't have that powder, so I'm just going to use my Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. I hope that it does the same thing, but I do have the brush that she is using, which is the Morphe E47, which just looks like this. And I'm going to dip my brush into that translucent powder. Kind of take like a generous amount, like that's a lot. Okay, and I'm gonna stamp it like she is there. This is very strange. I'm gonna roll with it. Yeah. Alright.
When I first showed you guys this, I legit thought that I created this. I was like, I created this technique. Like, I discovered this. Like, thank you. Where's my award? And then thousands of people were like, you're an idiot, and this has been done so many times before. And I was like, but in my mind, I created it. And so now I'll go back in with that brush, and I'll just kind of blend it to that translucent powder, and it will just catch any of the excess and just create the shape that I want. There's nothing I love more than blended shadow. I swear to God, it is so satisfying. Alright, now I'm going to take the shade Buns right here and the shade Mocha right here. I'm going to mix those two together. You can go in with just one or the other. I don't know why I just mix these two shades all the time. I'm going to take a little swirl of each and then tap off the excess. And I'm just going to bring...
Alright, so I don't know what brush she's using now, but let's go with, I think this one, the M537. Looks similar to what she's using. I'm not too sure, but alright, let's try it. Okay, and she said she took Buns and Mocha. She mixed those two together.
And I'm going to bring that much lower on the eye area. So everything before...
Okay. So she's gonna bring that much lower on the eye area. I need a smaller mirror. See, this is where our eye shapes totally differentiate, because she has that space to put more eyeshadow and I don't. And also that translucent setting powder is just kind of going away. This is weird. Okay, we're just gonna stamp a little more. What? How did she get that translucent setting powder to like not go away? Can you see what I'm talking about here? No, you can't. Like, I don't know. Alright, I'm just gonna keep playing. I actually like how these colors work together. This is really pretty. Okay.
Everything before has been more in the transition area and like lower crease. Now this is actually going on the lid itself, just only in the outer corner. I always just kind of stamp it first using the blending brush, and then once I stamp it, then I start to do really small kind of motions. Not like circular motions, but just kind of like really small jiggles, and that's kind of how I initially place the color down, and then I start to move it around in little tiny circular motions. Alright, I'm going to grab the shade Pooter right here.
You're going too fast! I'm still over here doing my little circular motions, wondering where my freaking translucent setting powder is going. Ah! Okay, hold on. She's gonna take the color Pooter, which is what? Third color in. Next to this orangey one. Did we use this color already?
Here.
Every single time I say that name.
I
laugh. It makes me jump every single time I use it. I'm gonna top off the excess. Everything is so light. I feel like I can my brush.
Is that the same brush? Ah! Hooter.
So I'm gonna let it go over this entire area now that we have the dark and the light colors put down. Hooter is my favorite color in the palette for my...
Okay. She's using that. Because I was wondering, I'm like, why... I need a smaller mirror. Like, I need to add more into the crease and like blend it a little more. That's what I was thinking. Because it looks kind of messy and like not as blended as I'd like it to be.
Now I'm gonna grab a wait till itsy bitsy tiny blending brush. I love little itty bitty I love it. Hold on. I love little itty bitty brushes like this one for packing on color in the outer corner. So.
Okay, I have that brush. Where is that brush? I found the brush. Alright, this is the Morphe M506. What color is she going to take?
So I'm going to grab some Central Perk right here, which is the darkest, deepest brown in the palette. And I'm just going to put that...
Central Perk, which is... You're going too fast! Okay, tap off the excess. Where's she putting this?
Blend it out and make a mistake that I can't erase. Just a tiny bit at a time. Like as you can see, I'm really precise with where I'm putting it. I don't want to take a deep color like this and go in and just start like blending it all around, otherwise it can kind of ruin what we did. So just a little tiny bit at a time.
Little tiny bit at a time. Okay. How does that look? Okay. I'm not hating. This translucent powder is really pissing me off. Like, I love the technique, but I feel like this part of my eye is gonna be like super dry. Like all of this is gonna be so dry and crepey. I don't know how she is gonna do this.
I'm going to go in with some in Light, which is the very first shade in the palette, on just a stiff synthetic brush. This is the MAC 242.
Ah, I keep saying I want to buy that brush, but I never get around to it. So I'm just going to use a flat brush. Alright, so I'm going to use this one. Kind of looks similar to what she's using. So she said she took in Light, which is this first shade right here.
I'm going to grab from the Kat Von D the first color in her Shade and Light palette.
I have that! This is like hands down my favorite contouring palette. I love this. I always use a mix of this one and this one. My fave. But she's gonna use this color right here. This first shade right on this side. I'm just gonna use the same brush. Because quite frankly, oh wait, she uses the same brush. Okay.
Just put that right over top.
Ugh, my eye is watering.
Alright, so now that we are done with that part, I'm going to go ahead and grab any brush and just wipe away.
We're not blending that? Oh my god, I need to blend that. Wait!
And you'll see.
Do I look like Jaclyn Hill yet? Is that ever gonna happen?
What I mean, by the way, it gives you this nice line, but it's
okay, good.
Soft. It's not this harsh, scary, intense line. I used to use Scotch tape all the time for any sort of method like this, and it was just so harsh and so intense, and if they were uneven, it was like very, very, very difficult to correct. With this, it's like, You can do it over top of your foundation. You don't have to make sure you do your eyes first. Like I can't talk. Scotch tape, and on top of it, if it is uneven, it's really easy to fix. You just go right back in with the brush and just clean it up, and it's just like it's like a magic eraser for your makeup.
Okay, so we're finally cleaning this off. I'm just gonna use this big old brush. I don't see what she's talking about. It did not work for me. Well, yeah, like, it did work. Oh, my eye watered. It did work, yeah. It's just not as harsh like she says with tape. Like, it's like a legit line, like crazy. I think I need to blend a little more. Okay, so my camera stopped recording for who knows what reason. But all I did was take a blending brush. This is the Morphe E18. And I took the shade Pukey from the palette. I took this shade from the palette and I blended that in my lower lash line. Just like that. And I deepened up the darker eyeshadows in the outer corner just a tiny bit because I think it needed a little more blending. So now we are still blending.
Alright, now I'm going to grab some mocha on a really stiff definer brush like this guy right here.
Okay, I have that brush. Actually, I have two of them because they're really good. But this one is dirty right now. Actually, they're both kind of dirty, but we're just going to go with it. And she's taking mocha, which is the deeper brown of the two that we use in the outer corner. Where is she going to put that?
And I'm going to place that right on my lower lash line. A pretty generous amount. I'm going to bring it almost all the way into the inner corner. When I say almost in, I'm not going to bring it all the way into the tear duct. I'm going to stop it like right here on the eye. Because if we bring it all the way in, it's going to get really harsh really fast, and I don't want the lower lash line to be too harsh.
Okay.
I'm going to go back in with the pencil brush in the same Pukey shade again, and I'm just going to blend that out.
Alright. Same pencil brush. Pukey. I'm not even sure. I think that's Pukey. All these colors together, like, I'm just like, was that Pukey or Buns or what was the other one? Pooter?
Because I feel like it. I'm going to grab the black shade in the palette right here, which is called Abyss. I'm going to take that black and just put it right there, only on the outer corner of the lower lash.
Okay, taking the black from the palette, just a tiny bit, only on the outer corner. Alright, so she says that we can skip eyeliner or do a little bit of eyeliner, and I think she does eyeliner with black eyeshadow, but I'm not sure.
To do a wing liner, you can just do liner straight across the lid. For me, I'm going to go in with some eyeshadow. That's just what I've been doing recently. It's so easy. So that exact same brush, I'm just going to stamp that black shadow right there directly on my lash line just to keep it nice and soft. So now
okay, let's attempt this. We're going to take the black. I'm just going to stamp it across. Okay, that's the furthest I'm gonna go. Because otherwise it's gonna look like a mess. That's it.
for my lashes, I'm going to be using the Blinking Beauty Silk Lashes in the style Bombastic. And
alright, so I don't have those lashes, but I have some Huda Beauty and some Sephora collection. These are a little excessive though for me. I honestly don't like such crazy lashes, so I'm just going to use my natural everyday lashes that I've been kind of obsessed with recently, and Everyone knows that I can't apply lashes in general, never mind on camera, so I'm going to go glue some hairs on my eyelids.
I'm going to be going in with the MAC Chromographic Pencil in the shade NC15/NW20. It's not a white, it's like a creamy kind of flesh tone color. I'm going to just...
Alright, so again, I don't have that color, I don't have that product, but I have the similar one. This is the Scandalized by Rimmel in the shade Nude. So, I'm just going to apply this one because it does the same thing. Where's my mirror? I find it really difficult to get this product in my actual waterline because my eyes water like crazy, which is why I've always had problems with like lashes and eyeliner and stuff, because my eyes just water like it's nobody's business. Okay, I think if my eyes can stop watering for 2 seconds, that can freaking dry, because it is a waterproof pencil. So getting the eyes to dry.
And with the Extended Play Giga Black Lash by MAC, it's my favorite mascara ever for the lower lashes. Alright, I'm gonna grab...
Again, I don't have that product, but I'm just gonna use my mascara. I actually really like this one. This is the Maybelline The Rocket mascara. It's just like the regular version. I don't usually like certain mascaras for my lower lash line, but this one works really well.
Grab some of In Light, which is the very first shade of the palette. So a tiny bit of that on my brush, like a tiny bit.
Okay, this is good. I actually already did this step. I put it on my brow bone because I thought she wasn't going to put anything, so I just went ahead and put something. So we can just skip this step.
I'm going to be moving on to the face, and the first thing I'm going to do is bronze. I'm going to be using the
Alright, so I don't have any of the face products that she's going to use, so I'm just going to go ahead and use things that work for me. I'm going to use the Shade and Light Contour Palette. She obviously talked about this in this video and every other video. I'm going to take these 2 shades here and mix them together on my cheeks. I usually like to take the middle shade first and apply that. Very lightly, as you can see there, on both sides. And a little in the hairline, even though like I have a really tiny forehead, I kind of just like to balance it out. Right? And then I'll take a little tiny bit. I know like it's totally hit pan, but I really only use like a tiny bit. This is just to create the shadow. So I know if I use too much of this, like it'll look muddy really quick, but if I use a tiny bit, it's fine. And I don't bring it down past here because then again it'll look super muddy. Alright, that's good. For blush, I'm gonna use, this is the Tarte blush in the shade Feisty. I've really been loving this color for my cheeks. Right, and then for highlight, I'm just going to use what I've been using as my mirror. This is the Fenty Beauty Girl Next Door. I'm going to take the lighter pink shade, this one here, on a highlighting brush to place that right on the tops of my cheekbones. Alright, and now we're going to set the face with the Chill Makeup Setting Spray. I know she uses the Morphe spray, but it is so hard to get Morphe stuff. Even though I have a lot of Morphe stuff, it is so hard to get it out here in Canada. But I know that she likes the Chill Makeup Setting Spray, and I prefer the All-Nighter, but she doesn't talk about that one so much, so I'm going to use this one. Okay, so now moving on to the lips.
Combination right here, which is Lolita by Kat Von D with bow and arrow over top. I am obsessed with this combination. They're both so beautiful on their own, but combined, I'm just like, oh. Alright, so now that we have Lolita, I'm gonna go in with bow and arrow just directly on top of it.
Okay, and then we're gonna go directly on top with bow and arrow.
Alright, so now that we have Lolita, I'm going to go in with bow and arrow just directly on top of it. Like, this lip combination is just perfect in my eyes. Like,
wait, I'm not there yet. Oh, I really don't want to stick that back in there. Okay, so that is the end of that. These lashes look like they're gonna fall right off. I don't know what's going on with them. But yeah, this is the completed look. What do you think? I don't know. I like it. It's not... Let me take my hair out. Give it a quick shake. And I never wear a center part, so I think it looks kind of weird on me. I kind of just want to flip my hair over, but we're gonna roll with it. Ow! Alright, so that is the end of the tutorial, and following Jaclyn's makeup is kind of difficult, but I tried my best, and although I didn't have all the products that she was talking about, I did have just a few, but I guess the whole learning thing here is just practicing the technique. So I think because I've had the brushes and the palette, I was able to get the eyes sort of similar, I hope. I learned a couple things along the way, and I really like this lip combo. Not my favorite, but it feels a little crepey. I never thought of doubling up on these liquid lipsticks, but it's pretty and I like it. So yeah, that is this video. I hope it's not too long. I'm gonna try to edit it as much as possible so I can get it to a decent length. But yeah, if you like this video, then please subscribe down below, give this video a like, and yeah, that's pretty much it. All the products that I use are going to be linked in the description box, so make sure you check that out. And